Welcome to episode 2 of NARC TV, a magazine-style show featuring some of the most exciting live performers in the North East area. And we've got a bit of an action-packed show today, Claire. Who have we got on?
We have indeed, yeah. We've got a couple of really hotly tipped artists performing for us today. Coming up later on is Hartlepool's Mount Misery, but first a really energetic, exciting performance from Big Fat Big, filmed at Independent in Sunderland.
Falling apart, could I get some glue? How would you say, tell me about your life? My dad's not around and my mom's a midwife. Deep potential leaving empty mind, minded by the tattoos that you left behind. It's our science to be honest. It's our science to keep a promise. It's our science that is it's not science, it's not science. Everything and nothing matters too much. 21 to you, needing a crutch this time next year. Everything will have changed, nothing ever stays the same. It's our science to be honest. It's our science to keep a promise. It's our science that is context. It's not science, it's our science. Biology, toxic surgery, there are the medicine, ecology, chemistry, biology, toxic surgery, there are the single ecology, chemistry, biology, toxic surgery, there are the single ecology, chemistry, biology, toxic surgery, there are the single ecology, chemistry, biology, toxic surgery, there are the single ecology, chemistry, biology, toxic misogyny, still have a nod, single apology. Stop waiting for your stupid apology. It's not science to be honest. Not science to keep a promise. It's not science, no, not a concept. It's not science. It's not science.
Been in band when I was like 16, and I would have done it a lot earlier, but I genuinely was just dead scared. Like I was, because there isn't like the representation. I mean, it's a lot better now, especially in Sunderland, than when we were 16. But at the time, I was just like, that's not my job. Like I can't do that. And like looking back at that, I'm like, oh man, like I just want to go back and tell her, like little me, like yeah, it is your job. Like that is something that you can do. But that was genuinely it for me. I was just like, there wasn't anyone to relate to. There wasn't any. I mean, my other band were the first like female-fronted like originals band at that time, the only ones that were active. So it was like really scary. I would like to think that that's kind of not the case anymore. But you never know, because it is quite intimidating. It's a really intimidating step to take.
The strong female sort of like solo artists, but yeah, in terms of bands and stuff, it's not like, do you think there's a reason why?
People still ask me if, like, I say I'm in a band, they say, oh, are you a singer?
Yeah.
Like, no, don't sing at all, I play guitar. And that's what I do, that's my main instrument, I play guitar, and I think you get the same.
Yeah, I think it's like, you get, if you see in the scene, there's a lot of obviously males in the scene, but I think when you're in the way of like, if you're wanting to play in a band and there's a couple of guys like put a band together, they'll think, oh, that's me mates first, which are normally males, and then you're like, oh, why didn't you think of me? We're good friends, like I can play just as well as. But I think the thirst for it is just, my male mate friend.
Yeah.
Without
Yeah.
scoping.
Yeah. I think
Besides-
as well, like, we all come from, like, fairly, like, we're classed as, like, deprived background.
Yeah.
Like, where we're from, like,
From
we don't have a lot.
poverty.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of money or anything. So, like, I think that plays a factor in it as well. Like, I didn't have a guitar. I started playing guitar when I was about 6 or 7. I didn't have one of my own until I was like 13 or something. I always just had to like borrow one.
You've
from
got to like
school.
prove yourself already
Yeah,
before you're
yeah.
allowed
Because
that. Yeah.
there's no money for it, and it was the same in school. Like, it was hard to be encouraged in school because there wasn't much money for it. So when you're a part of another minority, I think that plays into it as well.
Comes back to like being scared, like because
Yeah,
all of these
it's terrible.
comments that people make, and like it does happen, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Especially like even just little things like when you're getting gear out the car and people are like, oh, you sure you can manage? Like, yes, like I've done this, but I know I wouldn't be lifting it if I didn't think I could manage. Like, I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But like I would never have had the courage to say that to someone like 6 years ago, 7 years ago that I have now. And I think it does come with time and it comes with age, but when it's like young girls in schools and in colleges, it is just like intimidating. It's like the fear aspect of it, I suppose. It's quite sad, but hopefully it'll start to change, start to shift.
I might be insecure, maybe definitely couldn't be sure. You're holding her while I stare, playing white walls everywhere. Please just leave me. Let me go from DMP to the sheets. Come if you want, but don't blame me when she's bringing you at 2:45. Take a bath to what you like. Blame me for your past life. Blame me for your stupid ass. I don't care anymore. I do what you do. Blame me. Go on, you can blame me. Yeah, just blame me. Blame me. Come on, you can blame me. Self-destruction is too right. Stop ripping us in broad daylight. Should I be worried that she's calling you to tell her friends what she's seen? Just don't blame me when she's bringing you at 2:45. Yeah. Take a bath to what you like. Blame me for your past life. Blame me for your stupid ass. I don't care anymore. I just do what you do. Blame me. Go on, you can blame me. Yeah, just blame me. Go on, you can blame me. Just don't blame me when she's bringing you at 43. Just don't blame me for no cashback guarantee. Just don't blame me when you're turning in no sea. When you lost that spelling bee, Mom spilled the potpourri. Uncle Sam boiled our tea. Dad broke the karaoke, and you become my Can't take it back, no go. Can't do what you like after all. Don't blame me for this shit show. It's not my fault. You don't be blaming me. Blame me.
like, no, we didn't start it as a joke. We all say we started as a joke.
And we've taken it too far.
It's a joke that we took way too far, and now there's no going back. But like, obviously we absolutely love it, or we wouldn't do it. But like, we just started it off for fun. Like, we never thought it would go anywhere. I never really thought anyone would really care about listening or anything like that. It was just something that we wanted to do to like let off some steam, have some fun, and just like spending time with your mates, really. But now has kind of spiraled a little bit out of control. Like it has, we have pushed it a bit far, and like I couldn't be more thankful for like the opportunities that we've had and stuff, just to do that on a bit of a bigger scale. It kind of gives it a bit more of a purpose, which is really cool.
A huge influence is the Front Bottoms,
Yeah.
because they, like, we've seen them live like loads of times, and they just, like, all the time they just look like they're having fun.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
songs are just like they're so honest and truthful, and they're just saying what they want to say and doing what they want to do, and that's like huge inspiration. They're just like, there's no influence from anyone else. It's just us doing what we want to do,
Yeah.
and that's fine as it is.
Yeah, and I think like a massive, we've always said like, we're going to say it anyway, we're going to do it anyway, we don't really care if people are listening or not, we're still going to do it. And I hope that would like be something that comes through in that, like, we just do it because we love it, we do it because we have the best time doing it.
Do you want me to affirm that and say I
would love you to affirm
that. So reaffirm the fact that you're on models, and then also that I feel the fun. And what are your songs about?
Loads of different
Lots of
things.
things.
Some of them are sadder than others.
I think we like, a lot of the time when we're writing lyrics, it's like, these lyrics sound really sad, but in the context of the song with the rest of the music, it's really happy. I think that's just a way to like express ourselves without being too vulnerable, you know.
Yeah, it's a bit of like a safety net to have like fun pop punk drums in the back and like all that kind of stuff. It kind of hides the fact that some of it is quite like sad and raw. I mean, some of it's not. Some of it's just like, we wrote a song about being bored because we were really bored. Like that was that. There is no more to that. Like
right, well,
that's the top and bottom of it. But some of them are like a little bit sadder than others. But I think it is important to like talk about things like that, and that's just the way we do it. The way we do it is through like writing daft songs.
This
Well, I don't know about you, but that was a pretty exciting performance. I love that.
To be honest with you, Claire, I'm pretty pumped. I just want to kick that. But is there anything at all? Because I just want to chop. There's too much wood stuff around. I watched Cobra Kai. I'm kicking off. I'm pumped from that performance from Big Fat Big. I feel like David Cameron during the election campaign that time, where all of a sudden he was so pumped. Is there anything at all, Claire? Anything to bring my heart rate down?
We've got some beautiful lo-fi indie now from Hartlepool's Mount Misery, performed live at the Forum in Darlington. That should just relax you a little bit. Enjoy.
Were you saying something? It's hard to hear above the noise. I need to tell you just one thing, but I'm struggling to find my voice. I've gathered up my thoughts, but I can't get the words out right. You know me better than I know myself, and it breaks my heart to see you loving someone else. What will it take for you to realize I admit that I was wrong? To hear above the noise.
Recording was weird because we tracked a bunch of drums at the studio just prior to lockdown, like a week or so before. Yeah. So everything else where I was wrong was sort of done remotely.
Yeah, I guess we kind of planned to have sort of a summer of just recording and kind of just enjoying that side of things, and then obviously it turned out we were just still in our rooms playing on our own, but yeah, it was kind of, it was a weird process, and I think I Was Wrong was the first track that we sort of operated in that way, and it was a bit of a learning curve, but I think we're pleased with the results, so it all worked out.
Absolutely. And you've been writing as well?
Yeah.
New stuff. What kind of thing has been coming out of that?
So the recording we've been doing over lockdown's been for an album, which we'd hope to come out at the end of this year, but obviously things have changed. So probably springtime next year for that.
And are you writing about any different kinds of themes as the things you're writing about changed? In general, then, what sort of thing inspires you to write the sort of music that you do?
Good question. I'm not really sure.
I guess we have sort of, or it seems to sort of subconsciously come up that we kind of have quite, upbeat sort of music, and then Andrew comes in with some lyrics.
So you put it down on that thing. You're the misery, you're the man.
Totally, yeah.
Okay.
I was just saying, in terms of the sound, it's kind of more, kind of East Coast America than North East Coast England. Where does that inspiration for the actual music come from? Like, what sort of stuff do you listen to?
Yeah, so most of the bands we like are what you just described.
Yeah.
Like Real Estate's probably a big and like very obvious one. We like borrow liberally from them. Edit that bit out. Yeah, people like Chris Cohen, Nat Byers is a big one, and then like bands like Wilco.
Yeah.
I really like Neil Young. That's probably a big one for me.
Yeah.
I wake up at 10 a.m. and lay in bed until the afternoon. Pull the sheets over my head until the sun is sinking out of view. I spend my time in solitude. You know my head feels like a thundercloud, growing bigger every day. But I can't find the words to say aloud. Everything is changing, but I just stay the same. It don't feel right without you, but still the fact remains. In the blinking of an eye, I watch the past 12 months evaporate as the winter turned to spring. Somewhere along the line I lost my way, looking out into the night. I count the hours until you're home again. Watch the seconds ticking by and sit and wonder every now and then why everything is changing, but I just stay the same. It don't feel right without you, but still the fact remains. I get to thinking where I went wrong. Reasons to stay here have long since gone. I wake up at 10 a.m. and lay in bed until the afternoon.
So you guys are based in Hartlepool. How is the scene at the moment, or right now? What kind of stuff should we be looking out for?
Like, well, I mean, we've not seen anyone for ages. Like,
When you can.
yeah, no, I mean, I think sort of, it's been like up and down over years, but there's always been like strong points, you know, through all the time that we've been in it. And yeah, I mean, there's some like really cool bands sort of coming through, like Marketplace seem to be doing loads of stuff, who we're like big fans of. I don't know, who else do we like?
So like Michael Gallagher and Leopard Race, they're sort of, we've sort of like come up at the same time as them,
Definitely,
I'd say, and they're all doing really well, obviously. Yeah.
Cool, good stuff. And is there do you feel like there's a particular vibe that bands in Hartlepool are kind of,
I think like we sort of take for granted how, I don't know, it is like, I think sort of everyone in our community would say that it's just quite like a supportive one, and that, you know, like we played at base camp, as you said, and like Leopard Race and Marketplace showing up without, you know, any kind of prompt.
Yeah, totally. People just like come to each other's shows, very sort of supportive and like vocal about the support, which I think is really good.
Yeah, definitely.
how do you find that in the rest of the North East? Do you find if you play gigs in Newcastle or anything, you've got a similar sort of base?
I'd say like sort of Teesside, we've definitely had, you know, we've been like treated to playing in loads of like really nice venues, and we've always kind of had good crowds and stuff.
Yeah,
in
like
Teesside.
that support of community is not limited to Hartlepool.
Definitely not,
Like,
yeah.
That would apply to the whole North East.